Hello, everybody. It's me, Bigfoot Michigan Rob, also known as BMR. How are you? It's Friday. I know I've been neglecting you guys. I haven't put out any reports or stories of anything in the last few days. Of course, I did get back from the Alabama Bigfoot Conference. For those of you that follow our channel, my channel, Texas channel, we've done some shows on it. Subscribe to Bigfoot Michigan Rob. Subscribe to Texas Front Porch if you have not already. And if you are subscribers, share it out with friends. Share it out with friends. Help us grow. Help us grow. We had over 900 views, I just found out, in the last 48 hours, which is a record for us for all of our channels. Thank you very much for that. Enough of that. I'm going to go on with this story here. Um, this takes place in Central Oregon, Jackson County. It actually says Jackson, California sighting Central Oregon Bigfoot. Don't know what that means. Jackson, California, and Oregon, two different states, but alas, let's move forward. It happened a couple nights ago. I was watching a movie in my room when I heard a noise outside. This was about 1 in the morning Pacific Standard Time. It sounded like a long blowing horn, so I turned my TV on mute, thinking it was a siren. I knew it was not a siren when I heard it again, and I knew it was coming from something alive. I went outside, and the noise was so disturbing that I actually felt scared of it. It was more like this cry, but in a howl, like it was hurt or moaned in pain by an injury. I have a few dogs, and each of them were very disturbed by this as well. They refused to come near the front or back doors. It was like they didn't want to come outside. I assumed it must be a bear or a mountain lion, but the one thing that confused me was I don't think animals like them sound like that. The day after this happened, my friend came to pick me up around 8 at night. We enjoy going to casinos, and there was one about 35 miles from where I live. I like this guy. I like casinos myself. The sun had just set, and we drove maybe no more than 4 miles down the road when I heard the noise again. I rolled the windows down more, and my friend heard it too. It was close to where we were, so we slowed down to get a better hear. The noise stopped, so we started driving again. About no more than 10 seconds later, we saw what looked like a 10-foot man covered in hair. This is not a joke, and when the headlights shined on his eyes, they glowed. Human eyes don't do that. He was pretty far from outside of our vehicle, and no, I didn't see his face. His hair was black, maybe a dark brown, and yes, his eyes glowed by light. The first thing we both thought was that maybe this is Bigfoot, but neither of us could agree on what we were looking at. I did a little lookup on my computer and found information on Bigfoot. The howling and the sight of that animal could not have been a human, and if it were, then he had some massive eyes and big contacts to make them glow like that. I am pretty sure the car behind us saw it as well because they slowed down and stayed behind for about a minute after we drove away. End of the story. Hope you enjoyed it. Um, First things that passed through my mind is yeah, some 10-foot hominoid. There was no bear. It's in the Pacific Northwest. Yeah, it was a Bigfoot, glowing eyes, the howling. We've all heard these stories before, you guys, and that's again, this is I'm not going to use the word proof, but we always hear these stories. I don't think people just make them up at random because there's so many and they're so familiar. The Bigfoot crossing the road or the Bigfoot from the wood line in the camping ground. And this is kind of the same thing. And hey, it just further puts a stranglehold on my opinion. Of course, you guys know I don't have an opinion. I know that Bigfoot exists since I saw one. So I'm sure it was what we all believe. And that's why we keep coming to these channels. Subscribe to Bigfoot Michigan Rob. and Texas Front Porch. I bid you a good Friday, and until next time, BMR is out.